Little something, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope y'all liked it. A little sloppy, but hey, it's cool.
Hey, of course we like it. All right, so first of all, man, tell us your name. What's your name? Who are you?
My name is William Glenn. I'm a bass player from Detroit. Nickname Goldie. What my boys call me. Some people call me Luck. Whatever. You know, it's all good. You know, we get our names that we earn.
Right. Cool. Now, you know, right now, in case y'all didn't know, we having a little, this was like a, hey, let's have a bass round table tomorrow type bass round table in the basement. At Reggie Canty's house, and we got in the house with us, with Goldie, we also have in the house with us. What's your name, bro?
My name is Ivan.
Oh, just like me. That's another Ivan. We also have
Kevin Edwards, guitar player.
a guitar player. We you know, we let guitar players in the house now. We love them, don't we? We love the Detroit drummers. We love the Detroit keyboard players. Y'all come on, hang out with us. We also have
Y'all know me.
Mr. Reginald Canty in his basement, paid for, by the way. And we also have another bass player for Detroit with us. What's your name?
Geneva Powers.
Geneva Powers. And we're going to be doing an interview with her too, so stay tuned. We also have in the house with us
Lonnie the One Motley.
See,
another Detroit bass player. All these bass players in the house, we're going to do our thing like we always do in the basement. And starting with Goldie here, man, I got a question for you.
go ahead.
When did you start playing the bass and why?
Well, officially, I started playing when I was basically started about 14, 15.
14.
I started late.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing drums at first, but the reason why I started playing, my oldest sister had gotten married to one of the dramatics, Lenny Mays, and at the present time they were cutting at the studio called United Sound that was here in Detroit. And Lenny, you had introduced me to LJ, which is another bass player that played on a lot of those hits back then too. A lot of people didn't know LJ.
Now, who was LJ?
LJ Reynolds. Excuse me. LJ Reynolds, and he played on a lot of the dramatic songs. He wrote a lot of that stuff, and he played bass, guitar.
I didn't know
LJ,
that.
Michael Anderson, Lamont, Peanut Chandler, Greg Coles, a lot of them guys, and Reggie McBride. They did a lot of stuff, but LJ played too, and he's a good bass player. So what happened was LJ took a liking to me, and he had an old 64 Fender Jazz bass. It eventually got stolen. Somebody told me somebody stole it, but I used to go by LJ. LJ had an old like 69 Stratocaster with the big headset, and he had a set of drums at his house. So I would always go over to LJ's house, and we would sit and jam, and LJ would sit down and say, "No, man, you can't play it like that. You gotta hold your fingers." He was basically showing me. I never went to school like maybe some people and learned like maybe off the book notation and stuff like that. I learned by the guys that were already pros that were showing me different stuff. So LJ was showing me little stuff, little scales. Yeah, man, you got it. Yeah, man, you gotta play that Jameson feeling. Stuff like different little stuff and stuff. So it inspired me, and then he started taking me to the studio, and I was seeing Michael Henderson. I was hearing about these guys, right? Yeah, Michael, and the other guys was telling me. I was like, I didn't know, I didn't know people at the time actually played on records with their instrument. I'm a young guy, so when I'm seeing them doing their thing, right, I got inspired. And then one time Michael Henderson did the album with Get Off My Mountain. The one with the monster on the front, dramatic, I think Experience or something. And Michael came in, man, he pulled in the back part of United Sound Alley, he pulled up, he had a Suburban at the time. I guess the one that was like, the year that it was, probably like 72, 73. And he brought in about 8 or 9 basses, man, and an upright. Like, I'm young, I'm like looking like, man, wow, So Peanut was down there. Late great Roderick Peanut Chandler. He was down there. I can't remember if Lamont played on this album, but we were all down there and stuff. And William Wooden and all the guys that were hot at the time that were playing. So I was just watching them guys, and I was like amazed. So right after that, I became an intern working at the studio with Don Davis, and he had me like cleaning up and running errands. He and Brian Spears, who basically ran the studio. Brian was like his president or vice president or whatever, and I was just seeing all the acts. Like Bob Seger was coming out and they cutting Ted Nugent. What's my man? Pretty Frampton, you know, the live album. He did remix that down there, and George, the whole P-Funk, all the hits, they were down there, the Dramatics, Enchantment, so I'm sitting down and I'm watching these guys do these sessions at a young age, and it was like, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to be. So I used to like skip school and stuff like that, and wouldn't tell my parents, and they'd be down there hanging out. No, I'm wrong. No, if I they found out I was gonna get towed up or whatever, but it was like, whatever excuse I had to do to be there, to be on the scene, it was like a must. So basically that's how I learned, and coming up around different guys like Molly and different guys that could play, you know, that was ahead of my time, and then just rubbing off until I seen Ralph Armstrong, you know what I'm saying? When I seen Ralph solo, it was like, that's who I want to play like, you know, for years. So it was just one of them things, man, and it just became part of me, you know.
Right. Okay, so wow, for you to start playing the bass, you got some great exposure here in Detroit, hanging out at United Sounds.
Definitely.
And some of the bass players you named. That's a great start, man. So when did you put that into the real world yourself with your fingers and your bass and start kicking it? Who you started playing with? And
my first really chance to do something professional, George was at the studio, Mr. George Clinton, Dr. George Clinton now, because he has his doctorate, lifetime, the real Dr. Funkenstein, and he was always, George at the time, if you were a young musician and you had like a character about you, George, and you came to him right, George would say, all right, I give you a chance. So George gave me a little chance. He and Mr. Ron Dunbar, who was like the A&R, probably road manager, doing a lot of business type stuff back then. So they were giving us young guys a little chance, and he put me on to start letting me do stuff with the Brides, the Funkenstein, back then, Don and Lee in the early days. Then from the road little gigs, it took me from that and started letting me do some studio. You know, it was like hard back then because I was just getting started. And you had the masters in play. You had Bootsy, Boogie, and Billy. Billy was like on in and out. But the guys, they were like, you know, that's just like at the time with the Pistons when they had Isaiah and Dumars and Vinny. It's like, you don't need no more guards.
You sitting on the bench, huh?
I'm sitting on the bench. You know, I wasn't on their level no way, but they worked with me and showed me little stuff, give me a little chance, and that was like motivation to get better. So after that, when that fizzled out, I went and I started going on the road. I did Norman Connors. I left and I moved to California with my second oldest brother was staying. I got on with Norman Connors. I don't know if y'all remember a brother maybe named Billy McCoy. He was a keyboard player. He went to Cass Tech. He was like the MD for that tour that year when he had This Is Your Life album out. So we did that, and then Norman just fizzled out. I got a call one day and said, we ain't doing nothing. I didn't know, I'm young, low end of the totem pole, you know, who to ask, and I just, hey, whatever. Then right after that, I did some stuff with Michael Henderson because he was out of that camp, you know, after, what's my man name, Herman Curry left. Did the Michael Henderson gigs, and after that, it was kind of like bold for bass players because hip-hop was pushing its way in.
I remember that.
And we didn't have this low beat. We couldn't get them low keys.
Yeah, the keyboard.
Fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. The keyboard bass took over. So it was guitar players, keyboard players, and electronic drums. And I kind of got out the game for a while. I got married. That's probably why a lot of guys don't know about me, you know, and stuff like that. And stayed away for a while, you know how we getting that depressed that we can't play, we can't do this because we only have 4 strings. But thanks to Anthony Jackson and Vinny Fiderio and Ken Smith, they came out with the low beat and got us bass players some employment again. So they had to kind of tweak it, and after they tweaked it, you know how it is when the first prototypes come out, it's like, but after so many years, they tweaked it down for all us bass players, and we started being, I guess, a #1 hot item again, you know, if you could play. So in hip-hop, they needed, in the sampling start phasing out, they want to start using live bands, so we started getting work. Then there was a brother from here named Dwelle that came out, and he was going on tour, and he was just working on his new album, and he was hooked up with some brothers out of my home area called Kona Gardens, which is like 7 miles, 6 mile, DeQuinta, Joseph Campo, Kona there, over there by Persian. That's where I'm from. And they were on a major tour opening up for the Black Eyed Peas, and I was part of that band. That was like 2002. So I did a little tour with that. I didn't stay long, but you know, personal stuff got happening, and I left.
Yeah.
But it was me, Larry Tucker, this guy named Vance, Long Driller. He was on keyboards. Dwelle played the other keyboards. And I can't think of the guitar player. So we were doing we didn't do none of the Michigan, Detroit area. We did all West Coast. Like they had contracts doing the House of Blues on the West Coast. So we did all that. And after that I came home. So as far as road gigs, major league road gigs, I haven't did any major league road gigs probably to 2002. And really that was like a little promotion. It wasn't like, you know, like Kernan and me doing. They on some major league hookup. But hopefully I get blessed to get on one of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what happened with me. And what we started doing, I and a crew of fellas of mine, we had a little spot over there on Myers, something we called the Mac Camp. So we became the Mac Camp All-Stars. My brother there, Kevin Edwards, Daryl Lee, some of y'all brothers might know Daryl Lee.
The drummer, Daryl.
The drummer.
Not
Daryl
the bass player.
Not the bass player, but he can play some bass too. Daryl grab your bass. Oh no, it ain't right, man. Oh, here's how it go. Y'all didn't know Daryl, know how he is. That's our boy. So we started a little spot over there, and it started getting a little notice about it. You know, the sound about it. Everybody started. Oh, okay, that was the hangout. So her cousin Ray Parker Jr. would come in town. He came by, Keith Washington and them, you know, all them was coming by checking us out. Cause it was like, you know, if you thought you was bad or you could go, and you go over there and get in the ring like Chronic Jam back in the days, right? So everybody drummers, everybody basement be crowded, everybody be sitting around. So, all right, let me get up next, right? So we all competing against each other. So that made us want to get this is like the late 70s, right? Early 80s. That made us want to get okay, we back in the ring now. So like I was saying a second ago, when my stuff fell off as far as gigging was concerned, where I could pay the bills, what we did was we were like, you know, well, let's put our stuff together, man. So my boy over there, he got some money, put him a studio together, so we started working on, we put a record label together, and we started working on just doing originals and doing little shows, like basically what everybody's doing in the city now, you know. We started doing underground stuff. So that's what I've been doing, man, you know, for the last few years, just writing and checking my boys out, you know.
All right. What you got playing? What else you got playing coming up? Just working on the album?
Well, I just got on with these sisters. I just got hired with these sisters. What's the Music Nor?
Music Nor.
Nor, yeah. Michelle May, she's the leader. That's my boss. Good people, real good people, right? But they're deep, man. I'm talking about reading, and you got to be on point, man. I had to take this young brother. He's my boy. He's a lion. He's a beast. I had to take Damon's place on something, and it wasn't easy, right? So
Damon Ward?
Yeah, Damon Warmack. Damon
Warmack.
had the gig, but you know, Damon's a wanted man. Everybody wanted him. So,
he busy.
Yeah, he busy. So he jumped out, and probably might have been about loot. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But Damon jumped out, and they was like, I got the call like last minute. So I saw him. Me and my boy Kev, we saw him at a gig. We saw him perform, and it was like, okay, they kicking. You know, I was like, yeah, it's deep, because their thing is totally different. It's the bass player is responsible for everything. No keyboard, no drummer. So you know how it is sometimes. You want to hide behind some stuff and do your thing and do an extra pass and tone the lick. Can't do that. You got to be on. You play something wrong, you're going to throw the whole band off. It's 2 percussion players. That's the timing. Bass players holding the foundation, and the violin players and the guitar player, right? It's like world beat overseas, like everything. African, Arab, broken rhythms. We might be in a 5/4 and then go jump to a 12/8, and then down to a 9/8, back to a 7/4, then back to a 4/4. Man, it was killing me because I mean, kind of rusty, y'all. So I had to redo the charts and all. Man, it was crazy, but it was fun. I pulled it on off. It was fun and stuff, and they were satisfied. So basically, they got me on with them. I'm hired on with them, and that's what I'm doing lately.
Okay.
So that's the new stuff.
All right. Now, is there any way that you know, if I'm watching this video, because we worldwide now, I think somebody from Zimbabwe gave us a hit on Detroit bass players.
Oh, well, that's good, man.
Just for your information.
Yeah, that's
When
good.
we do these basement interviews down here, what with the current numbers we got now, they end up on over 30,000 news feeds.
That's good. That's good, bro.
Okay, so with that said,
Absolutely.
what I'm getting at, if we want to check out the group that you just mentioned, that you playing with, y'all got anywhere online we can go, you know, for us lazy people to just like to push buttons, anywhere we can go online and check y'all out?
Well, I mean, it might be a few clips here and there of me sitting in with certain brothers. Like, sometime I might do some stuff with Gabe. Last week, me and the brother over there, Sheila Horn, one of the original brides, came in last week. And like I said, I was with them for a minute in the early days, the first string. And she came in, she was like, all right, hit that disco to go. And it was like, I ain't played in 20 years. So I'm trying to figure it out on stage, y'all. You know, some of y'all know how it is. They just threw it at me. So I put it on off, but what happened was, you know, when you're on a certain level of musicality, man, we just went somewhere else with it, right? Because I couldn't remember exactly everything else. Crowd liked it. We pulled it on off, but it was like we did that. So sometime he might call a jam session on you. I'll come out, you know, and we gonna all have a ball, but it's like, as far as being on the road, you know, I don't have nothing current.
Okay, well, what if I want to keep up with you, you know, cause you one of the old school brothers, one of the legends. You know, I throw that name out there, and I don't throw it out there loosely. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you did have to get a real job. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Some of us do.
I had to get a real job.
Right.
But if I want to follow you and see what you up to now, is there any way I can do that online? You got a Facebook?
Yeah, I have a
website?
Facebook account. I give it to the world right now. It's called William Glenn. I spell my name WILLYUM at yahoo.com. Sometimes stuff will pop up that I'm involved in, and you can check me out there.
At Yahoo, that's an email address?
It's email address.
Right.
I
So
don't-
Facebook.
Oh, my Facebook? Yeah, my Facebook, I'm William Glenn, but it's William Glenn, WILLIAM, like the world spells it.
right. So
Two ends on G.
Two ends on A, two ends on G. I'm sorry, y'all.
well, that's okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna put the captions or subtitles, whatever you call them,
Okay,
on here
cool.
anyway. But yeah, because I might want to follow you, friend you, and when you get ready to do something, do you let everybody know, or do you tweet people and say, hey, I'm about to do this, or
I'm not good
come
on
check?
the tweet stuff, but I send my emails and Facebook. So I just had a birthday party, about 2 weeks ago? Last week. And we had a ball. I invited who I could, man. I was like, I sent everything out. A lot of guys on to change numbers, you know, I get cell phone, drop the service or whatever. So I couldn't get to all y'all, but those that I got to, some came, some couldn't. A lot of brothers was gigging. I understand that. I ain't mad at y'all, but we had a ball. Y'all should have been there though.
Okay, well, look, man, we appreciate you coming out and sharing your story with us, man, because I ain't want to keep you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you go.
And I'm gonna let y'all know what type of bass, because they probably asked what type of bass I'm using.
Yeah, but before I go, you know, I always like to say, anybody else have any questions for this fine bassist?
How do I sign up?
No, you already there.
Okay,
bro.
well, all right. He already there.
What
So
kind of bass you got?
yeah. Okay, that's a good
Well, the bass
question.
I'm using is custom basses out of Japan. It's what I like. You know, everybody got their baby, but as far as 5-string basses, I like their 5-string basses. They're called moon basses. That's what Larry Graham uses. Nate used to play them. Watts. So he still has a couple. Michelle Niacello. Victor Bailey had them for a minute. There's several other people. Y'all hip to them. They're over there in Japan. Let me move my arm so I can get y'all. Do you have a beautiful shot?
Wait, hold on. Let me get the whole thing.
Now the 4 strings is I'm a Fender Jazz man, y'all know me. I'm a Fender Jazz freak, man. I spend my last on the old school Fender Jazz. 4 strings, it's got to be from 70, 72 on back to 60 for a Fender Jazz. And the moons for the 5. That's me, man. That's my feel. That's my style. That's it. I don't want nothing else. There's a lot of good basses out there that other people might feel better than this bass, but for me, this is what I like.
Right. This
my Bentley. This what works for me.
That's how it need to be, man. What you like,
What
not
I
what
like.
somebody else like for you.
Right.
Well, look, man. Like I said, we ain't want to keep you, so why don't you play us something out, man, and we're gonna let you go.
Let me see, what can I think? Oh, I think of something. We do a little groove and see, huh?
There go that palm mute.
Oh,
Hey, hey,
Thank you.